The Grand Council chamber of the Zixtarian Empire fell silent as emergency alert signals flashed across every holographic display. High Chancellor K. Vorth's crystalline appendages trembled as he processed the incoming data streams. In his 3 centuries of rule, nothing had ever bypassed their quantum detection grid until today. "Impossible," he whispered, his voice resonating through the chamber's neural network. 200 vessels of unknown configuration just appeared at the edge of the Centaurus arm. The assembled council members, representatives of the galaxy's 17 most advanced species, erupted in confused chatter. Their empire had stood unchallenged for 50,000 years, their technology unmatched across known space. The very notion of an unknown fleet approaching their core worlds was unprecedented. First speaker T. Lara, her bioluminescent patterns flickering with concern, interfaced directly with the sensor feeds. The vessels show no signs of conventional faster-than-light signatures. No quantum wake. No dimensional rifting. They're simply there. "Show us, K," Vorth commanded. The chamber's central projection filled with images of sleek, angular ships, unlike anything in Imperial records. Where Zixtarian vessels were organic crystalline constructs grown over centuries, these ships bore the unmistakable marks of industrial manufacturing. Harsh lines, metallic alloys, and what appeared to be primitive rocket engines. "Primitives," second speaker, Rax scoffed, his gelatinous form rippling with disdain. "How did they even reach our space?" As if in answer, the fleet began to move. Not with the graceful quantum shifts of Imperial ships, but with sudden, violent accelerations that should have torn their vessels apart. The Council watched in stunned silence as the mysterious fleet performed maneuvers that defied their understanding of physics. "We are receiving a transmission," T. Lara announced. "Audio only. In thousands of different languages." "Play it," K. Vorth ordered. A voice filled the chamber, clear, confident, and utterly alien to their experience. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Fleet. We come seeking dialogue and answers about the disappearance of our colony ships." The Council erupted again. Colony ships? No unauthorized colonization had occurred in Imperial space for millennia. The notion was absurd. But before K. Vorth could formulate a response, T. Lara's patterns flashed in alarm. "Chancellor, I've analyzed their propulsion system. They're using controlled micro-singularities. They're harnessing black holes for propulsion." The chamber fell deadly silent. Even the youngest among them understood the implications. The creation of artificial singularities had been deemed impossible by Imperial science, the energy requirements too vast, the risks too catastrophic. "How?" K. Vorth demanded. "What manner of beings would risk such technology?" The answer came in the form of detailed scans. Within those metal vessels were creatures of carbon and water with pathetically brief lifespans of less than 2 centuries. Bipedal, technically primitive. And yet, they had achieved what the Empire's finest minds had declared impossible. "They're called humans," T. Lara reported, processing the flood of transmitted data. "From a planet called Earth. Chancellor, they developed from prey animals. Their entire evolution was shaped by running down larger, stronger creatures until they collapsed from exhaustion." The implications sent ripples of fear through the Council. A species that evolved to never give up, to pursue their goals beyond all rational limits. And now they were here, demanding answers about their missing people. First speaker T. Lara's next words confirmed their worst fears. "Chancellor, I've found records of the colony ships they're seeking. They didn't disappear. Standard protocol categorized them as primitive vessels, and they were redirected to containment facilities. We've been unknowingly holding their people in suspended animation for the past 30 years. Vorth felt the weight of 50,000 years of Imperial history bearing down upon him. His species had achieved effective immortality, had mastered quantum engineering, had spread their civilization across 3 galactic arms, and now they faced something entirely outside their experience, a young primitive species that had turned the impossible into their standard operating procedure. "Open a channel," he commanded, his crystalline form resonating with the gravity of the moment, "and begin immediate revival procedures for their colonists." He paused, considering his next words carefully. "It seems we have much to learn from these humans." As the communication channels opened and diplomatic protocols engaged, Kay Vorth couldn't shake the feeling that the galaxy was about to change forever. These humans, with their brief lives and reckless innovation, their impossible ships and their relentless determination, had done more than pierce the Empire's defenses. They had shattered assumptions that had stood for millennia. The age of comfortable certainty was over. The humans had arrived, and with them came questions the Empire had never thought to ask, and answers they never expected to find. In the depths of space, Admiral Chen's fleet held position, their black hole drives humming with barely contained starfire, waiting for a response. They had crossed the impossible to find their people, and they weren't leaving without them. The galaxy would never be the same.